how much estrogen do you really need? Let's get into it. So we have estrogen receptors all over our body. And as we get older, our estrogen levels, along with our progesterone levels, deplete. So if you're in perimenopause or menopause, chances are your estrogen levels are low. Now, a lot of people get confused with estrogen dominance and they think, oh no, I've got too much estrogen. Well, that's in comparison to progesterone, and that is for another video. But let's talk about when you do need estrogen and how much estrogen is too much. So I've been on estriol just for this last year. So I've only introduced estrogen in this last year, and I started with estriol. Now, fast forward to some recent lab work, and my naturopath was like, Tina, you need more systemic estrogen. So we are going to give you some estradiol. So I started on the estradiol. Now, here's my point. My naturopath said, Tina, you need more estrogen. And instinctively, I do feel, just because of my symptoms, some of my symptoms, that I do need more estrogen. So I took her word for it and I went with Divigel, which is actually this right here. And you rub it on your forearms or other various areas of your body, and you get estrogen, systemic estrogen. So I tried this. Now, this is about 10 days before I had to get on a really long flight. And I said, I want to start with the lowest dose. And the lowest dose that this comes in is 25 milligrams. So I thought, okay, this is the lowest dose. Let me try this. Anyways, I used the Divigel on my forearm and I felt fine that day. I woke up the next morning and I had a lot of anxiety and I had a lot of chills and I did not feel right. And I thought, okay, maybe I'm just kind of having an off day. Well, this proceeded to get worse over the next few days where my anxiety levels were very high. Now, let's remember, if your hormones are out of whack and you do have way too much estrogen compared to your other hormones, it can cause anxiety. So although this is a normal thing to happen when you have too much estrogen in your body, it's not a nice feeling, especially when you have to get on a long flight. So what did I do? I took a lot of milk thistle and did a lot of things that could help my liver. I did castor oil packs. I was basically just trying to get all of this estrogen out of my body. I supplemented with a little bit more progesterone. But anyways, I thought that this would go away within a couple days. I talked to my naturopath and she said, no. If you've got too much estrogen in your body, it can take up to 2 weeks for that to leave your body. And I was amazed at that was just one dose. And I'll tell you what, it did take about 10 days for it to leave my body. And it was not fun on that flight. I did not feel great on that flight. But anyways, you get through it, right? The point of this is to listen to your body. So when I say how much estrogen is too much estrogen, everybody is different. And even though I was starting with the lowest dose, it still was too much for my needs. Now, you can do the lab work and see where your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, all of that is. But until you start and see how it affects you, you're not really going to know what your dose is. Here's the thing. I do need quite a bit more estrogen, but I needed to start even at a lower dose than that because you can't just go, oh, wow, those labs are really low. I need a lot of estrogen. I'm just going to plow this estrogen into me and hope that I feel great. It's kind of like a slow process. So always start slow and listen to your body. Hey, naturopaths are great and they're there to guide us, but listen to your body because, it's not a one fix for everyone, right? Like we're all a little bit different. And maybe you don't need to start with estradiol. Maybe you need to start with something that's a little bit less, like estriol. I always recommend that you get lab work done first. I know there's a lot of people that will just grab something off Amazon and try it, but you really need to test your hormones. I love the Dutch test, the Meridian test, or you can do some serum testing at specific times of the month so you get the best read on it. But anyways, that's just a little bit about my story, and remember to listen to your body. I'd love to hear any stories that you have with estrogen or where you're at on your estrogen journey. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. Have a good one. Bye-bye.